Yeah, I think it's season 6 or 7. It might be season 7.
I don't know, but she gives it a really dumb name.
She, like, gets a dog to impress a guy and names it after an author that this guy likes. And she's like, it can be our dog now. And it's a lot.
And they've been dating for 45 minutes,
Yeah.
so...
Is Damien the new Chris?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. But then Manny, like, opens the laptop and Kevin Smith is on her screen. And she's like, how are you on my screen? And he's like, I heard about your audition. Come on, you need to fly to LA and, like, do it again.
How is he on her screen?
I don't know.
There's Yahoo Answers in the background.
Yeah.
That is true. Just this computer is hilarious, and the Yahoo made me laugh. But, like, no, you have to, like, accept a request for someone to, like, Skype you. Was Skype around? Yeah, Skype was
Kevin
around.
Smith hack Manny.
I think he did.
She just opens the laptop and he's there.
Like, how are you on my screen is a very, like, funny, like, I don't know how technology works thing, but, like, also, how is he on her screen? Like, it's a valid question.
And he's also saying, like, go audition again. It'll be fine. Like, we really want you. And I'm like, this would never happen in real life. If she bombed the audition, she would have been, like, donezo. I don't know.
But Kevin Smith's whole vibe every time he's on this show is to, like, shepherd the youth into, like, what they can be. Like, be your best self. I believe in you.
You can be bisexual. This is a word I'm going to define for you.
I'm, for some reason, the only person on this show who knows what bisexual is, despite the fact that I made Chasing Amy.
But, yeah, so, like, oh, yeah, so then this is when we watch Paige's audition, and Jason is like, I don't like her. She's not my Trixie. But the producer is like, she's perfect. We're casting her. I call the shots. He says, I'm the producer and I love her.
Which is absurd. But also, Jay refers to her as the lesbian girl that he cut out of the last one.
Yeah. So high praise. And then... But then the producer's like, whatever, we're casting her. And then he drives to her drives to her house, or to Haley's house where she is, which, how does he know that she's there? And he opens up a box with a tiara in it and is like, you got the part, and we're going to move you into a mansion that the studio is going to pay for, which I don't think would happen either.
No. That's like a big fucking house, and this is a little movie.
They wouldn't pay for that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But sure, the movie, it's happening because it's a movie.
Also, like, that's something that you would talk about in contracts. And, like, especially if you're, like, a nobody person. Like, they don't, that's not how any of this works. Like, I don't know.
It's all just fantastical for fantasy's sake, I guess. But then Paige, like, walks inside, and I think Haley's, like, having a party. Oh, and this is when she name drops Shanae Grimes.
I loved it. I was very excited. I'm like, oh, Shanae Grimes. House 90210.
And then Paige, like, hands her dog and quits, and it's like, bye, I got the part, and you didn't get it. Bye. And then she calls Marco, who's, like, shoveling in the middle of a snowstorm.
But he's adorable. I love it. I forgot to mention this. He has the cutest little furry hat on, and he's just like, Marco. I missed Marco.
And he's like, all right, Ellie and I will come and visit. And then the next day, Paige goes to set, and she's carrying a bag that's half her size. And the producer is like, welcome to set. And then she sees Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, like, Skyping. And Jason is like, I hate her. She's not Trixie. I don't want her. I want Manny. Like, I don't get this. And then she's like, okay, I just came by to say hi. And he's like, womp womp, oops.
He was not. He was like, deal with it, girl.
He was definitely, like, a teeny tiny bit awkward, but he was mostly like, meh.
Meh, I don't like you. I didn't want you here.
He just continued to eat his muffin.
True. And, like, look at Kevin Smith and, like, point to her to be like, oh, she heard me.
He calls him sir a lot.
It's really weird.
Is Kevin Smith his boss or his friend? I'm just confused by this dynamic.
Both? I don't know. Oh, yeah. So, like, also, this is a running gag where, like, Kevin Smith is, like, his mentor throughout the movie-making process because it's, like, the first time he's written and directed something. So maybe that's why he's calling him sir, because he's like, I listen to you, mentor. I don't know. But then we're with Ellie, and she's at the core, And then this is when Marco is like, I got a ticket to LA with your name on it. And she's like, I can't go. And then her mom calls and she's like, and the girl who answers the phone is like, it's your mom. She's at the hospital. And I'm like, why is she at the hospital? And Ellie's like, I'll call her back. Okay, I'll go to LA. Bye. Running away from my problems now.
This is not suspicious at all. Super normal. Everything's good. She works at the hospital now. She volunteers. That's very on board for, like, Mrs. Nash.
Yeah, I don't think so. Then we're at the dot. And Spinner is very tan. And I think... Oh, God. And then... Manny is, like, looking for a ride to LA, and she knows that Peter and Stüdz are going to go down there. Why are they going? Because they didn't get the job.
Well, in order to, like, make up for it, Peter is using his dad's money to pay for them to all, like, go on vacation to LA because they, like, got their heart set on it for the 2 hours that they thought they were going to be in a movie.
All right. I missed that. And then Emma is like, Peter, you should take Manny. And he's like, no, it's not up to me. And she's like, hey, remember when you were an asshole and you sent that video of Manny flashing everyone to the whole school? And then he laughs and you're like, he doesn't even regret it. He's such a monster.
Like, remember when you just really casually distributed child pornography? I don't know, man.
Let's remind the viewers, too, of how trash you are. And then...
This is why we never stopped hating Peter.
Yeah.
We've gotten some tweets being like, you guys are really hard on Peter, and we're like, excuse you.
Like, he hasn't been bad in a while. It's like, he's terrible to his core.
He stays the worst. I agree.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, you have to ask Jay, because he's driving us. Jay's best, Jay's rules. And Manny is like, oh, God, what? Jay is driving the bus? And we're like, do it, go on the bus, go on the bus.
Very excited.
But then we're with Paige, and she's going out to lunch with the producer guy who's, like, giving her Hollywood lessons or something.
He says there's no such thing as bad publicity, which is, like, foreshadowing.
And
They're at the Holly.
they're at the Holly, a.k.a. probably what they're trying to make the Ivy. I don't know. It's ridiculous. And
She actually only stops by for 1 minute and is like, hey, I'm going to pick up my friends at the airport. And he's like, no, don't do that. We'll send a car. But she was only going to be there for 1 minute for lunch.
exactly. And
I feel like that's something that could have been handled in a text message.
seriously. And then Marco and Ellie are at the airport, and Marco is like, who should we put in our celebrity posse? I vote Taylor Kitsch. And I'm like, that is a good call, Marco. He's beautiful.
I don't think I know who that is.
He's Tim Riggins in Friday Night Lights.
Nope.
You're missing out on a
You're
lot
missing
of Bad
out on
Boy.
that a lot. He's like Bad Boy with a Heart of Gold on that show. He was in that terrible movie, John Carter. He was in that Battleship movie. He's been in a lot of bad movies since Friday Night Lights. He was also in the second season of True Detective, which was not good.
I've never seen any of these things. I watch a lot of bad movies, just like not in that genre.
You should watch Friday Night Lights. I mean, it's about football, but it's not just about football. I don't know. So then Ellie sees, like, a soldier, like, greet his family as he gets off a plane. And it's like, did something happen to her dad? What's going on? She gets very emotional.
And then she's, like, talking about how, like, the California air is drying out her eyes or something.
And then we get a fun, Hollywood montage. And they go to, like, Grauman's Chinese Theater. And Marco thinks he sees Ashton Kutcher, but it's just someone wearing a trucker hat. And then two ladies talk to him, and I feel like they might be famous, but I don't know who they are.
I don't know. Allegra guessed that they were, like, gay icons because Marco freaks out a little bit, but we don't know who they are, and I'm sorry.
They seemed like retired supermodels from maybe the 90s.
Maybe. I couldn't tell who they were. Sorry if people know who they are and are screaming at us right now.
I also thought that there was, like, a solid possibility that they could have been, like, very convincing drag queens.
I didn't want to go there.
Maybe. I don't think they were, though. And then Paige is like, welcome to my mansion. It's super cool. And I'm just...
Eleanor.
Yeah, she keeps calling Ellie Eleanor. But then we get to the school bus, and Emma's like, you have to get on the bus. Like, you got to go. Let's ask Jay. And then Manny is being all resistant, and they walk onto the bus. And then Jay is like, that voice. Could it be Manny Santos?
He's so happy, you guys.
I don't know because she never picks up when I call.
Yes.
She just hangs up on him all the time. How could you, Manny? He's so pretty. And he loves her.
And
Forever.
then they're like, please let Manny come. And it's like, of course he's going to let her come. He's still in love with her.
But also, like, Emma knows exactly the card to play. She's like, you have to save her from this terrible guy and help make her dreams come true. Which Manny is just like, human eye roll at this point, right? But, like, Jay is like, yes, I will do this.
Emma's just manipulating everyone in Hollywood.
Seriously. But then we're with Paige and we find out she's doing a 17 shoot. And this is when she does the whole, like, I love the dress you put me in, but I think I would look better in this one. And the lady's like, she is right. It's simple and it looks better. Like, she knows what she's talking about. And it's like, all right, sure.
It's not how that works.
Nope. But then, like, we see Mick again. Yeah. Like, does he come to her? I don't remember where they are, but he's being terrible. And he's like, why are you going to LA? Like, this is a terrible mistake. And he's like, you're still the untalented girl who woke up in my bed this morning, or something gross like that.
It was really gross. I don't like him. I just really want to punch him in the face. And he has really bad facial hair. He can't dress. He looks like he doesn't shower and probably smells bad.
He's awful. But then Spinner, like, gets off the phone, or he hears something, and he's like, guess what, guys? Paige got the role in this Jason Mewes movie. He's like, I used to date her. That's so exciting. So then we're on set, and Life with Derek is wearing a terrible wig, and the scene's not working. Jason Mewes doesn't like Paige. This happens a lot.
Well, Paige is not good at this at all. Like, it's understandable that he doesn't like Paige. She kind of sucks.
Yeah, she's not good at this at all. There's a reason why she was cut out of the movie, the movie last time. But then we're back at the mansion, and Ellie's reading Valley of the Dolls.
Oh, wait. Did we mention that Spinner says that's so us?
Oh, I forgot about that.
When he announces that Paige got the part, he says, that's so us, which I did not care for.
I don't care for that abbreviation. But then we're back at the mansion, and Paige is like running lines with Marco, and Ellie is there, and Paige is like, be honest, like, was it okay? And Ellie's like, you want me to be honest? And she's like, shut up, whatever. And then she gets all stressed out, and she's like, oh, I need comfort food, like maple syrup and some kind of back bacon.
What is that?
I don't know.
Sounds gross and upsetting. And then she says, can you go to the Canadian shop? Which,
sure. And then Ellie's like, I'll go, sure, whatever. And then I'm just like, oh, cool, the convenient Canadian shop. And then Ellie...
Which is walking distance?
Nowhere in LA is walking distance. I don't know. And then, yeah, walking distance from her like, mansion that's probably in a completely different part of LA. I don't know. Oh, she says it's in Beverly Hills. The Canadian shop is not in Beverly Hills. But anyway, then she runs into, surprise, surprise, Craig, who's hanging out with Pete Wentz and Cassidy Pope, and they're all eating ketchup chips.
You can tell that Pete Wentz has never had to act before in his life, because it is real bad.
Did he say words?
He was just like, he introduced us to ketchup chips, and now we can't go on tour without them, or something like that.
Like, it's real uncomfortable.
Is this before or after he was on One Tree Hill? It must have been before. I don't know. I just remember he had an arc on One Tree Hill where I think he dated Peyton.
Oh, yeah. That sounds right. That show.
As himself?
Yeah.
Yeah. That show went right off the rails.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since
like,
the dog eating the heart.
immediately.
Oh, that's true. The dog eating the heart didn't help.
I think that was before the dog heart. Or maybe it was around the same time. I don't know. I don't remember.
It was a weird show.
But Craig is still beautiful. And we find out he's been clean and sober for a year. And he invites Ellie to, like, a show he's playing at that night. And it's like, all right, Ellie's going to just fall under a spell once again.
But, like, aren't we all, though?
I mean, always. And then we're back on set, and it's Paige is, like, up on, like, a stack of lockers trying to sing, and she's doing a very bad job because you can tell she probably doesn't like heights, and Life with Derek is, like, crawling up the lockers, and it's just not working.
Well, she's also, like, she started pan